I don't think I have a big enough audience yet for people to really notice the live streams or anything, so I'm just doing a live stream so people could watch it later on the replay or anything like that. So I don't know, it's getting kind of late here at night, and I thought it'd be nice to just relax and unwind and pluck away a little bit on some instruments here. I'm not going to be playing anything in particular, just sort of improvising and relaxing. This is a gold tone cello banjo. Open back has a lovely unmatched warmness to it. This is my favorite, I would say my favorite porch instrument, just sitting around and relaxing. That's the cello banjo. I'll switch over to my standard banjo, which is equipped with nylon strings. I usually like to play that one when I'm looking for a softer, warmer tone. So this is a standard 5-string banjo. It was built for steel strings, but I've put nylon on there, the Aquila set. Aquila? Aquila. It doesn't have the warmth and the deepness of the cello banjo, does it? But certainly nice and warm for the octave range that it's in. Now I'm a little bit banjo crazy. So here is my Octave bandolin. I built it using a gold tone neck that I was able to obtain. It was a blemished part left over. I'm using a Remo fiber skin 3-head 11-inch pot. Oh, hey, there's Casper JW. How's it going? Good to see you. I have to zoom in here. The text is a bit small. Hey, I don't know about banjos, but this sounds amazing. Happy New Year, by the way. Oh, thanks. Hello to Europe. I'm in Australia. Yeah, thanks for coming to hang out. I just thought it'd be fun to share some music and instrument. It's I don't know. It's about 11 o'clock here or something, and I'll guess I'll be sitting up for a while. So I thought it'd be relaxing to just play some late night music. I don't really have anything planned, but just sitting and relaxing. I've been working really hard, and I haven't really gotten that much of a chance to just sit down and enjoy and relax with my music, especially when music's part of my work. So So this is one that I built a while ago. I need to put heavier gauge strings on it. It's a little bit rattly. I put mandolin strings on there because I wasn't sure of the setup, as this is the first setup on this instrument. I'll be replacing these with octave mandolin strings. And these strings are basically brand new, so I'm gonna wait until I wear out the strings on my mandolin, and then I'll put these strings on there. And then speaking of that, I'll go ahead and grab my mandolin now and just strum a little bit on that. Oh, hi, someone else is here. Edward Allen Belair. Hi, thanks for coming to hang out. Happy New Year. Um, Mando Banjo sounds amazing. I actually have a homemade cello that I got for Christmas from Etsy. Oh, wow, that's so cool. That's made from a tin can and a broomstick handle for the neck. That's really great. I absolutely love that stuff. I'm just, I love when people just make music. I think what makes me really sad is that um, we're we're all our culture's in a spot right now where we're just kind of, I think we're placing a little bit too much value on expensive instruments and expensive gear, and um, sort of that prestige um, equipment and prestige gear. And it makes me really sad because I think people get so wrapped up in the most expensive um, models and brands that I think people lose sight of what makes music so interesting and so beautiful, and that it's not, money doesn't make a sound. Money doesn't make music. And I think when people make something, that sounds beautiful to me. Because it's not about, oh, it sounds expensive, it's about what people do with with what they have. When music becomes work, there's less relaxing time with music. Yeah, and it sucks because with my work, it's a lot. I get to do a lot of artistic and creative stuff, the stuff that I dreamed about when I was younger. But that's all become a work grind now, and it's a little bit sad because I know that I'm viewing it as a work grind, and that I have to do it, even though it should be something that I'm passionate about because I'm creating and doing art, but it's a job now. So yeah, I'm kind of in a little bit of like just like a real fascinating dilemma. That's life anyway. This is my this is one of my custom beer glasses that I made for work. That's a fictional beer, so we produce glasses for that. Edward, not to mention that my homemade cello is electric. Oh, nice. It only has 3 strings, CGD. Uh, wow, I bet that sounds very cool. Hey, do you have any videos of? Are you gonna put any videos of that? If do you have a YouTube sort of content? Because if you commented with a video clip, I'd like to see that. That sounds really cool. I've played quite a few mandolins, and this is my favorite one. This is a Tanglewood. They're built in China, and I think they're set up somewhere in England, I think. But this has my favorite sound. It's by far the warmest and most expressive mandolin that I've ever played, and I've played other people's mandolins that are just way more expensive, not even comparable. And I just didn't like the sound compared to this one. Now, when it comes to bluegrass, this mandolin isn't well suited because the sound is not as there isn't as much projection. So if you're outdoors with other people, if you've got this one, you're not going to be heard that well. But if you are with a couple of other musicians, or you're sitting up late at night, I really enjoy this thing, and I don't generally write music that's quite that has high dexterity. You know, I love bluegrass music. I've been to Bluegrass Jam, Bluegrass Festival, and I really enjoyed playing with other people there. But my typical style is I generally don't have a style that's high dexterity. I kind of prefer folk music, you know, traditional old-timey sort of stuff. I'll share something with you since it's sort of this is a late night jam, and I'm playing sort of lower registry instruments. Hey, and speaking of cello, this is, well, I'm not going to spoil it. This is a modified fiddle. It's not a standard fiddle. It has a pickup built in, so I can use it with pedal effects. I don't have one set up at the moment. this is an octave fiddle. It's modified with helicore octave mandolin strings, or octave violin strings meant to play an octave down. So this is G, D, A, E, an octave down. So it's even lower than a viola. Let's see here. Edward, you do have a YouTube channel that you post music to as well. Oh, hey, I'll check that out. I'll come back and check the chat here, and I'll click on the thing. Yeah, I'd like to see what what that cello sounds like. That's one that I really enjoy. It sounds really interesting running through an amp with pedal effects, a bit of reverb. Um, I think that's really where it's best suited. So yeah, you plug in there and whatnot. I've used it at gigs and whatnot. So I have my Hora mandolin. I think a lot of people out there appreciated the review that I did on this more than a year ago now. So I just adore this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. So I actually have mandola strings on this right now. Mandola strings are heavier gauge than octave mandolin strings. So I had octave mandolin strings on here, and they just didn't have enough body to the sound. So this particular instrument, like the top's very thick on this one. I've had a look at other musicians' octave mandolins, and their tops didn't seem to be as thick as this, and they had a much warmer sound as well. So I had octave mandolin strings on here. They just didn't have the sound I was looking for. So I put mandola strings on here, and it's significantly more warm, and that's because there's more mass in the strings that's able to vibrate the top surface there. I was hoping you grabbed the Hora. I just ordered one. Hey, fantastic. So I just adore this sound. Well, if you're in Europe, you won't have to wait as long as I did. I ordered mine from Romania. Where did you order yours from, Casper? Um, oh, Edward. And since you play auto harp, I have two of them. Oh, fantastic. One of which is a small one with only 6 buttons. Those are very charismatic, though. They have a nice bright sound to them. And an electric pickup. I got it from Reverb. And not to mention that it was made for kids. I'm a little frustrated by Reverb because every time I see something on Reverb, it looks great. I scroll down and it says it's already been sold. So one thing I would like is if Reverb didn't show instruments that sold 5 years ago, you know. Something to note, I would like to do a follow-up review just to add my thoughts on this guy because I understand it more after playing it for a year, is that it is extremely well suited towards playing through a pickup. When I got it, it had a wood saddle, so that actually softens and dampens the sound a bit,
because it doesn't transmit the vibrations. Wood actually absorbs vibrations, as opposed to bone, which does a very good job of transmitting vibrations from the string to the top. And the top is actually quite thick. And I was trying to understand, why would they have done that? Why did they do it this way? Why is the top so thick? And it's because it's catered towards playing through the amplification, because when it's amplified, if it's set up that way, means there's less crosstalk and less wolf tones, and there's less odd vibrations going on, which makes it extremely well suited towards playing through a pickup. Germany. Oh, you ordered from Germany. Right, right, right. Oh, nice. So you'll get it in pretty good time, I think. You're planning on running it through your modular synth. Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds really cool. Do you have content on your channel? Because I'd like to hear that. Edward, the other auto harp I have is a chroma harp. Oh, nice. I have a chroma harp as well. I have one Oscar Schmidt and then one chroma harp. And you accidentally dropped it, and all of the chord buttons came flying out. Oh no! Oh, ow! It hurts to think. Any suggestions on what to look for a replacement bridge? So I ordered a bone ukulele bridge, and I suspect if you go online, I got it on YouTube. If you search for ukulele saddle, you just type ukulele saddle bone, and it's actually the right width. But on this one, you can sort of see that it's not as thick, like thick that way. It's quite thin because the saddles really should be as thin as possible while being able to provide stability. So I'm not sure if you can see it there. So if you look really closely at it, you can sort of see underneath it, but it's not like a negative thing. It's not a big deal or anything. But yeah, I got it. It's bone, but you do have to cut the slots yourself. You can get a file set, and if you want, I can make a video. Just let me know, and I can show you how to do it. You can order a slot cutting set for like, I don't know, $9, $10, $12 online through Amazon or eBay. And I do all my own work myself. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. This was meant for a ukulele. I bought it for a ukulele, and it fit in there just right. But of course, you can. When I'd say receive your instrument first, and I would say take some measurements of it, and then that way, when you look at the listings online for the saddle, you can compare the measurements and just make sure that it's just right. But again, even if it's too long, you can cut it to fit. You can use a hacksaw and then sandpaper to sand it down. It's very easy to do. So as long as you're relatively handy. So I'm going to grab my Mandocello now. It was so hard to get a hold of this because we don't have any in Australia, so I had to get it from Romania, and it was even harder to get a Mandocello, but I was able to get one that was previously owned. So I'll go ahead and grab that now. And the Mandocello is an even better late night instrument. This is a Suzuki Mandocello, and it is even lower than the octave mandolin. I hope you enjoy the sound of this. Edward, your instruments are really beautiful. Oh, thank you. Um, I, I, I try to take good care of them because I know that I'll have to pass these instruments on to other people one day. So I just try to take as best care of them as I can. You're jealous that you have a Mandocello. I was I was very jealous of other people that had Mandocellos as well, and I actually converted a three-quarter guitar into a Mandocello because I needed to use one for work. I was writing stuff for Mandocello and I needed to record it, and I couldn't get one. I just couldn't find one. So I took a three-quarter guitar, which has the right scale length, and I modified it. I put extra tuning machines on it, and it played. It played well enough. It took a lot of work in the EQ when I was editing my recordings to give it more a full-bodied sound because it didn't have as full body as this instrument. Oh yeah, if you have any more questions, you want any tips with that set, just comment on the channel or whatnot, and I'll answer you. So yeah, sounds even deeper than the octave mandolin. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's like 5 steps down from the octave mandolin. Not to mention that I have a Yamaha 5. Oh, nice. That you actually really enjoy playing and you plan on recording for your next new album at some point in the future. Hey, that's great. I'll check out your channel, and if you post stuff, I'll watch it. I'll give it a listen. It's going to be a Nick Drake inspired album. I I don't know who Nick Drake is. I'll have to look that up. So I actually found this. Um, Someone was selling it through eBay, and luckily I was able to win that auction. And he was local. He's about an hour and a half from where I live, so I went over to pick it up, and we ended up becoming friends because he said, "Well, I don't know anyone who's even heard of a Mandocello," and I said, "I've never heard of anyone who's I've never met anyone that's even heard of a Mandocello," so we've become friends. So really, the real treasure were the friends we made along the way, and the instrument is just a byproduct. It's just a lucky side effect. Nick Drake was this incredible musician from England who sadly met his demise at the young age of 26. Whew, that's so young. Oh man, I can't even remember being 26. He only released 3 albums during his lifetime in the 60s and early 70s. Man, that's at least he's got music out there and people enjoy that and can remember him for it. But fool, 26 is so young. So as a late night instrument, this is quite nice. This is one of my favorite porch instruments as well. I like to sit on the front porch and strum away, sitting in the shade. Good, what can the world be small sometimes? Yeah. During his lifetime, he was never really recognized, but after his passing, people who had never heard of him began listening to his music and discovering him. That's that's so fascinating. I think often people who create um, things, they create art for people to enjoy. Often people don't really connect with it. They don't necessarily understand it or really vibe with it. But it's interesting how decades later people can pick it up and say, "Hey, I really like that." That's really interesting. And I think that's the truly beautiful, truly interesting art is the media that's created that isn't following trends, that's not interested in just copying what is selling well. If you do follow the trends and you copy what's selling well, obviously you're going to make more money on the day, you know. But you're not adding anything. You're not really creating anything when you're just following trends like that. So I guess that's the curse of being an artist. is there's a pretty good chance that you make what you believe in and believe, what you're making, and you make what you want, and there's a strong chance people just won't connect with it there, when you want them to. I'll grab the cello banjo again in a minute. I normally like to use a thicker pick that has it's like a 3 mil with very rounded edges, but I've left them on my other table over there. There's actually a festival in Nick Drake's hometown. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's great. Where people who like his music can go and celebrate his life and play his music. Oh, that's fantastic. I really like that kind of thing. An album of his that I suggest listening to is Pink Moon. Okay, I'll look that up. I'll give it a listen. Thanks for the recommendation, Casper. Following trends burned me out in the music industry. Flipped that around 2 years ago. I have way more fun making music. Um, yeah, absolutely. I hear you. I totally get where you're coming from. That's why you ordered the octave mandolin. I'm really excited for you. What a great way to start the year. It's such a beautiful instrument, and it's great when you can play the octave mandolin with other musicians. I think that's what it was really designed for. That's where it really shines. And that Horo one is designed so you can actually use it as a bouzouki, and it fits that role perfectly because of the scale length. It has that brightness and punchiness that bouzouki's require. So if you want to tune it as a bouzouki, you certainly can. Just make sure you get the appropriate string sets. If you want to use it as an octave mandolin, absolutely. You just use heavier gauge strings. I use the D'Addario sets because they're quite reliable. They have the phosphor bronze, which is generally what I like to use on these instruments. Generally, when I hear from banjo players who have tried the cello banjo and they play a bluegrass, fast-paced finger-picking style, they generally don't have much positive to say about the cello banjo. They generally are not interested in that, and that's because this is not a banjo. That's like that's like trying to play a bass as electric guitars and as a lead. They're very different instruments. The cello banjo favors a more expressive playing style, so if you're doing your fast rolls, it's going to be very muddy. There's a significant amount of sustain here. I brought this to a bluegrass festival and I let people play it, and they were more clawhammer styles, and every single person that I let play it, they fell in love with the instrument immediately. They asked me where they could buy one. They really enjoyed the sound. Nick Drake played a ton of open tunings, and one of which was CGCFCE. Interesting. He rarely, if ever, played in standard. That's fascinating. That's one of the weaknesses and downsides to playing so many different instruments is if I start playing in different tunings, it makes it very difficult for me to hang on to my proficiency with an instrument and be able to quickly switch between other instruments. When I play in my music clubs, I'm often switching between different instruments. When I'm composing and recording, I have to switch between different instruments. So playing in different open tunings would really I think that would fill up my brain box, I think. Hi there. Good to see you, Charles. Thanks for coming to hang out on the live stream. This is a cello banjo. So this is an octave down from a standard banjo. This is from Gold Tone. Actually has, I'll have to double check. I think this is a 14, yeah, I'll double check. It's either a 13 or a 14-inch pot. It uses silver wound nylon strings. This is my favorite late night instrument to play. It's just so warm and it's so relaxing. It's my favorite instrument to play on the front porch. But just as a comparison, this is a typical 5-string banjo with Nile gut strings. So this was designed for steel strings, but I've put Nile gut on here, which is it's kind of like a nylon. So it doesn't have that strong attack and brightness of steel string, but it is softer than that. So this is an octave up from the cello banjo. So there's just a comparison. What the benefit we get from the standard 5-string banjo is there's usually very low sustain, and so that's where doing quite dexterous finger rolls is ideal because the strings don't carry much sustain. The cello banjo, which is my favorite banjo by the way, has significantly more sustain, so if you do fast finger rolls it gets very muddy. So if I try to play like, it's very muddy, and that's generally why I see the response from people who play bluegrass and finger picking style is they generally don't really like the cello banjo, but that's because they aren't playing it to its strength. That's not what this instrument was designed for, and I generally find that clawhammer players tend to absolutely love the sound of this instrument. It's designed specifically for more expressive, slower playing styles. There's one song that Nick Drake wrote in standard tuning. Oh, his one standard. It's called Riverman from his first album. I'll have to look those up. I'll look those up. Palm muting isn't a thing with banjo. I don't know. I mean, you could if you wanted. You know, everyone can play the instrument however you want. It's a free country. Play it however you want. If you want to implement palm muting on that, you know, but in general the banjo is not suited well towards strumming, and strumming, you know, you use palm muting for strumming, but it's because the primary resonating surface on the banjo is so thin and light that it can't really sustain the vibrations of all the strings coming together. It becomes muddy when you strum it, which isn't to say that you can't do it or shouldn't do it. Obviously there are situations where it would fit well, but in general, if you strum it, it's going to be quite muddy and noisy. You don't get the clarity from, say for example, a wood-bodied instrument. So this is my favorite late night instrument, my favorite porch instrument. Edward. I also play the violin like you do, and I usually have my violin tuned down a whole step. All right, and usually play chords on it. Yeah, I'm not the best violin player, but I can play kind of well. Yeah, and you know what? That's as long as you can play to where you're happy with the sound. That's really what matters, you know. I've only been playing the fiddle for just a little bit over a year now, actually. Probably 13 months. So I've got a, I have a standard fiddle. I have the octave fiddle. I have a viola, and I'm drawing a blank. A pochette. I've got a pochette, which is very small, and you play down here like that. I've got it in my studio, and it's so I don't have it here with me, you know. So I'll play a little bit. So this is tuned down a whole octave, and it really sounds unreal. I don't have a pedal effect set up, but it sounds great through an amp with reverb. Well, let's see. Sometimes when I play my chroma harp, I play so hard that I break strings, and I tend to play with a heavy strumming hand. Yeah, I've broken two strings this year on my Oscar Schmidt. I was traveling around California and wandering around between old gold mining towns and mountain towns. I was just hanging out in saloons and strumming up music, singing along with people there. And I was playing pretty hard, but I was outside and I wanted people to be able to hear the music. So I broke two strings, but I've replaced them. But my F chord, the felt on my F has come off, so I'll have to fix that this week before my music clubs resume. So yeah. And you've been playing the violin for a year and actually have a solid vibrato. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm not. I don't think I'm very good. I I'm not particularly. I don't think I have. You know how some people are born with like a very like special knack for being very good and learning something very well. I don't have that, so I've just brute forced my way into being able to play the violin. Would you like me to grab my standard one? Because this one isn't a very good instrument. This is an $80 fiddle that I modified to put the octave strings on because it had a pickup. This is quite a poor instrument. It's really cheap. Early on, I think fiddle players, and I'm very early on in my fiddle playing journey. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot of improving to make. I think early on, people have what I would describe as vibrato envy, where you see experienced players, oh, and their vibrato is just beautiful. It's just fantastic. Yeah, I'll grab my good fiddle. So this is a fiddle that I purchased from someone on Facebook Marketplace, and it was in rough shape. It took about a month of restoring this instrument to get it playable. Playing so many instruments as one person is great by itself. Well, people always say the stereotype, like, jester of all, jack of all trades, a master of none, or something. But I don't necessarily believe that. I think, you can be a master of something and then decent with other things. Just because you can do a lot of things doesn't mean that you can't be a master of one of those things. So I'll go grab I'll go grab the good fiddle. Be back in just a second. Just a second. I just gotta grab the. Just looking for my bow here. Okay, so this, I, this appears to be a German fiddle from probably around the 50s or 60s. The maker's mark was stolen out of this at some point, which leads me to believe it was probably a desirable instrument that someone wanted to steal the maker's mark of. What happened is they would take maker's marks out of instruments that were worth money, and they would steal them, and then they would put them into cheaper instruments, and they would sell the cheaper instruments, and they would make money. And this was heavily damaged when I got it, so I restored this and I got it working and had to redo a sound post. It was covered in super glue. They put super glue all over it. They'd super glue the sound post in there, super glued a student level bridge on there. It was a nightmare. I'm not sure if it's in tune. I haven't tuned it. Yeah. This is this is the best fiddle that I've got. So I volunteer once a week at a hospital to play for cancer patients. So I usually play the fiddle there. I'll bring my auto harp as well, and I play with a friend of mine, and he plays the banjo there. So yeah, I've only been playing about 13 months on this actually, so I'm still doing my best and trying to improve. And yeah, I can hear where there's just still so much room for improvement. So I'm working towards that, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying learning and improving there. Oh, hey, Kenny. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Let's see. You started on piano and you took lessons for a while and also took guitar lessons, but stopped and was like, I know all I need, and I've been self taught ever since. Yeah, once you've got the basics and you have a strong understanding of what you know and what you don't know, you I think some people just have it in them to be able to self teach. I'm self taught on all my instruments, and that's I hate saying this, but I just kind of brute forced my way into playing these instruments. Oh, Kenny, you've been playing about the same time. Hey, great, twinsies. We're fiddle twins. Happy New Year. Good to see you. So yeah, but it's a bit late, and I think the fiddle's a bit lively. So generally, I will usually play the octave fiddle when it's this late at night. So. No, I don't want to play Blue River Waltz because it's too lively, isn't it? You're actually starting lessons with a new teacher in a couple of weeks because you want to get more serious about it. Hey, nice. That's awesome. What sort of music will you play on the fiddle? I play old-timey fiddle tunes and whatnot. I'm going to set this back in the case now. All right, we are back to Mandocello. All finished, all wrapped up. Okay. If you ever get a 12-string guitar, try tuning the two pairs of each string to different notes to create fifths or fourths tuning kind of sound. That's really interesting. I have a 12-string. I haven't tried that yet, but maybe I will. I think that would be nice. Can you play Golden Hour? Uh, Kai? Is that how you say your name? Hi, nice to see you. I don't know Golden Hour. I don't know. Who does Golden Hour? Let me see here. What is that? I generally play things by ear, so Golden Hour. Is it by JVKE? Came out last year? Does that sound right? What instruments do they play Golden Hour? Hello, hi, Panglima? Nice to see you. Are you from Japan? No, I'm from California, but I live in Australia. But I love Japan. I love the culture. I love the food. Like many people, I grew up watching anime, so I love all the stuff from that. You are handsome, my man. Thanks. Oh, I'm blushing. So I'm just hanging out and relaxing. It's a little late at night here, so I'm just playing a little bit of music to relax. Little softer, slower music. But I think everywhere else in the world, it must be morning time, isn't it? Golden Hour's main riff is played on a piano. I have a piano. I had it tuned up a couple of years ago, but the guy tuned it to itself and not to like typical concert pitch. So. Oh yeah, I got a USA hat there. Well, I was born in the States in California. I see you like Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. Um, I listened to Linkin Park when I was a teenager. I don't actually know the individual members from Linkin Park, but man, my friends and I listened to a heck of a lot of Linkin Park when we were going on road trips, driving to and from school. Very nice. I'm enjoying. Um, it's 4:30 a.m. here in BC, Canada. Nice. Oh, beautiful part of the world. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, but it's such a huge area. I'm making such a broad statement, but British Columbia is huge. What kind of tea are you having? I'm an Earl Grey man myself. Can you play your favorite song with violin? I'm not sure if I have a favorite song on the violin. I mean, I would probably play um, a Shokin Farewell. I mean, I think that's I don't want to be negative and say it's overplayed, but I think that's probably the most well-loved fiddle tune. Yeah, I'll play that. I'll grab it. I'll play it on the octave fiddle. It's a bit late at night here, so we're playing things the late night version, so a little bit slower, a little bit softer. So here's to all you lovebirds out there. I'll play a Chopin farewell on the octave fiddle. I'll grab it. Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully this thing hasn't detuned itself. I'll try and play it a little slower. It is late at night, isn't it? There's a Chopin farewell. I haven't played the octave fiddle in a while. I've been playing a lot of my standard fiddle, and I'd forgotten how differently you have to play the octave fiddle. You have to press a lot harder on the fingerboard, and you have to apply significantly more pressure on the bow. It's slower to respond, so yeah. I've only been playing about a year, 13 months, so yeah. You have a new Jew's harp that came from Norway to pick up. Oh, cool. Whoa, nice. So one of my Irish clubs that we play in the pub. One of the fellows there has a Jew's harp, and it sounds so cool. Cheers, my man. It's so good. Thanks. You're really good for being self-taught. Look, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. So, look, I'm just gonna tell you the truth here. I'm cheating. I cheat when I play the fiddle. I glissando into the notes that I need. So, when I know that I can't glissando, and I need to get the intonation spot on, what I do is I pray to the music gods, and if I've been very good this year, then my intonation will be correct when I aim for the notes, and that's my secret. And usually if I can, I'll glissando up into a note and I'll just listen real good. And it's fine because I don't play violin, I play fiddle. And when you're playing fiddle, that's so fitting of the style that it works out. You're doing great. Thanks. I appreciate it. So in a certain part of Australia, my original music has been played on a radio station, and a friend of mine who is friends with the folks from Australia say those folks know me and my music. Hey, well done. Congratulations. That's very cool. That's fantastic. And you do love Australia. You feel like in a past life you lived there once. That's fantastic. I kind of like to think in a past life maybe I lived in Japan because I love Japan so much. I really love the food. I love the culture. I love the history. I love the ceremony about it. It's probably because I was indoctrinated by anime into loving Japanese culture. But I like to think. What's your name, my man? I'm Van. Hey, Van, nice to meet you. I'm Jarrell. I'm Jarrell. This is my first time live streaming. I normally just upload a couple things, but I'm not a YouTuber. So there's that. I'm not a YouTuber, and I have no intentions to be. I'm just a normal person, and I just want to share stuff that I like, share instruments that I enjoy, and I just want to talk about stuff that I'm passionate about and share that with people around the world. So I'm not a YouTuber. And this is. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'll play a bit of my custom built banjo here. I'll go back to my. This is my Octave Bandolin. Do you know what radio station? Edward, do you know what radio station they've played your music on? Well, Van, nice to meet you. Have a great day. Take care. Thanks for coming to hang out on the stream. Edward, you and I are very much alike, Jarrell. Hey, Cool. Glad to hear that. I never liked the idea of being a YouTuber. I just like posting for fun. Yeah, fantastic. And I'm not disparaging people who do YouTube, part time or for a living because it's very difficult. It requires an extreme amount of work and a heck of a lot of understanding how YouTube works. And I'm not that. I'm not I'm not aiming to 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 do any of that YouTube stuff. And you have to change. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Is you, as a person, a lot of my favorite content creators. I really like them. Sort of the first 2 years, they're making content, and then they change. Everyone changes, and they sort of become parodies. People become parodies of themselves because you have to become the most exaggerated version of your YouTube persona in order to appeal to the algorithm and to get a big audience. What I really don't like is when YouTubers start calling people friend, and then they follow that up by saying, "Oh, friends, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon." I, I frankly find that disgusting because those people know how parasocial relationships work on the internet, and so they're leveraging this false sense of, "Oh, you can be part of my family, you can be my friend. Don't forget to support me on Patreon." I think it's disgusting. I sound like an old man yelling at cloud strife, but that's how I feel. So I'll never be a YouTuber. I was raised in the '90s. I'm a '90s kid, which naturally means that I was raised by hippies. I was raised in a world controlled and driven by hippies, the people that grew up in the '60s. And my attitude is, man, treat people with care and respect and live and let live. Don't be a part of the system. Make love, not war. And I think that should extend to this attitude of leveraging the idea of friendship and camaraderie in order to make money. That's not cool, man. I'm not a big fan of that. So, you know, um, I suppose I'd consider myself a neo hippie because I was raised by hippies. So, Kenny, um, you feel the same. You post for fun and to share with music with like-minded people. Yeah, fantastic. That's great. You guys get it. The radio station that they played my music on is Valley FM 89.5. A friend of mine, on Tuesday nights he does a radio station, but it's not that one. You have 80 subs and you're happy with that. Hey, congratulations. Look, I have actively been trying to build an audience on YouTube, and it's not because I want to be a YouTuber, but it's because I saw that people were liking my videos that I was posting, and I don't super understand why. But people were liking the videos that I was posting, really the only thing I've changed is I've just been uploading frequently, and I've put text in my thumbnails, and that's all I'm changing. Is I think putting text in your thumbnails is not submitting to the system. I think that's just a way to help people find your video, to show them that it's something they might be interested in. Other than that, I don't want to be a YouTuber. That's not my area that I would like to go into. Wish I could pull out my new Vegas Senator. It's still a little early though. Is that a Oh, is that a banjo? You've always hated the narrative that YouTube has been pushing on people to become a big tuber. Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like it, and I think it destroys people's sense of themselves. for the content creators and for the people that are watching it, it's a false sense of reality. It's a hyper reality that's really sad. But again, I sound like an old man yelling at cloud strife. I've grown my hair out, which means that I am genuinely now a hippie. So there we go. Hey, do you guys want to? So I've been planning my because I hit 1,000 subscribers and I don't even know how that happened. I honestly did not think that was going to happen this year, and I said that I would reveal my banjo fiddle, which is my custom build, and it's a fiddle that is a banjo. So I'm working on a video where I'll reveal it. Do you guys want to see it real quick in the live stream? I can play it real quick if you guys want to see it. It's a banjo, a $3,000 D-ring. Oh, nice, very nice. Good for you. They are beautiful banjos. Oh, Kenny, you want to see the fiddle? All right. Just for you guys that are hanging out here in the live stream, I'll grab the fiddle. Be right back. Okay. I might have to tune it a little bit, but I'm going to keep it off camera here. I'm going to keep it off camera while I tune it up. Tuning up. Okay, let me grab the bow here. It's all tuned up and ready to go. All right, revealing for the first time, this is my banjo fiddle. So I'm working on a video and I'll probably post it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. This is my fiddle banjo. So you are the very first ones seeing it. This is a custom build. Originally, I wanted to build this because I wanted to create something interesting. A guy in one of my music clubs kept joking that I couldn't build one. I have done research, and there aren't really any functional ones around the world because they're very frustrating and difficult to get working properly. The physics just doesn't support this instrument. And I'm working on a soundtrack right now that is supposed to be banjo orchestra, where the entirety of the soundtrack is written with banjo family instruments. So this is him. Here we go. A banjo fiddle. It'll take me a moment to remember the intonation on this guy because it's not standard. it doesn't have a chin rest or a shoulder rest. So I'm working on how to add that to the instrument because it's very heavy. And it's very difficult to play without a chin rest or a shoulder rest. Right. It's very difficult to play. It's not. I'm not trying to do a meme like I'm not like other girls, but this is not like other fiddles. You like it? Great. I'm glad. So it's difficult because of the nodes on where the lowest points on vibrations are for the strings. There's very specific spots where you can bow the strings, and also when you need to bow the G or the E string, you need to move up so that you can avoid hitting the body of the banjo here. And the nodes for the D and the A string are actually in a bit, so you have to shift in. Very difficult to play. This was a fun build, and it's functional enough to where I can play it in recordings, but I can't play it in gigs until I figure out how to put a chin rest and a shoulder rest on here. And I've had no reason to use it in gigs so far. If I were to use it in a gig, it would just be for the charisma and for the fun of it and to put a smile on audiences' faces, and that would be it. Because a typical fiddle has way more projection, but it's interesting what a soft voice it has, right? That was awful. That was awful. When did you start building these instruments? How did you learn? Just a labor of love? Just winging it. I started about 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago, and I just wing it. Just make it up on the spot and have fun. And I started building them just to take a break from work a bit until I realized that I could use them in my work with my compositions and recording. So it became a way to take a break from work and then to still work, which is bad. That's so bad saying that now. As an adult, it's very important to find work-life balance. I'm still looking. I doubt that I'll have work-life balance anytime soon, and I'm not a good advocate for that because I just said that I got into instrument building to take a break from work, and then I immediately turned around and implemented that in my work. So that's pretty bad. That's a bad example. Don't look at me. Oh, you're fascinated with them. I love this stuff. This is what I'm passionate about. I love weird stuff. I love people making stuff, and if people are making weird stuff, I'm there. I'm so there. I'm gonna put this guy back in the studio. I'll be right back. Zoop. So this was one of my first builds. It's one that I'm really proud of. It's a Kami's ukulele, and I think it's a concert. This is a concert? Yeah, this is a concert ukulele. And it's, no, this isn't a baritone. This is too small to be a baritone. This is not a baritone. But I added extra tuning machines to it. So this is, it's probably my first, actually this is my first successful build. No, I wanted to create a Renaissance guitar. I saw some for sale. I didn't want to pay the price that they were asking for Renaissance guitars, so I did the research, and I found that ukuleles evolved from the Renaissance guitar, and I kind of thought with some gene splicing, you can take an ukulele and turn it back into a Renaissance guitar. Taz Lima, Tony, hi, good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. It's late at night here in Australia. It's late night, so I'm just doing a late night jam and relaxing and hanging out and playing some music. The double string ukes sound amazing. Yeah, you know, you can buy these instruments already set up for 8 strings, but at the time I couldn't find one, and so I got this one in particular, and I'm just so happy. They're all octave pairs, so so in general Renaissance guitars would be unison pairs where they're the same, but I wanted to get that sort of 12 string sound out of it, so. It's really these low strings here. I think that's where the magic is. That's my Renaissance guitar. This was my first mod. Since then I've done so many builds and modifications. So Tom Dooley, you got it. Joseph Galasso, good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'm a big old time folk music fan. That's one of the songs that I play on the banjo. So the cello banjo isn't really suited as an accompaniment instrument. It's not really suited towards that, but sometimes I'll use it. Actually, it should be D7, not a D. Accompaniment instrument. The cello banjo is more for supporting other instruments. So I have my standard 5-string here with my nylon gut string. Bring down your head, Mandolin. Bring down your head and cry. Bring down your head, Tanglewood. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Met her on the mountain, where I took her life. Met her on the mountain, stabbed her with my knife. Bring down your head, Tom Dooley. Bring down your head and cry. Bring down your head, Tom Dooley. Oh boy, you're bound to die. That's a fun old song. That's a nice one. You know, I was in Tennessee earlier in the year, and man, they're real lovely people in Tennessee. Just real lovely, real friendly. I was at an antique shop in Morristown, and the owner is just so friendly, so welcoming, and he had a self-playing piano there. It was real neat, so fantastic, and I said, "Hey, can I play a song? Can I play a song on the piano?" You know, and some of the locals, the regulars, were sitting around there, and I was there with some family, and the fella, his name was John, and he said, "Yeah, please, yeah, play the piano." And so I played Tom Dooley on the piano, and then he sung along, and all the locals that were sitting around there in the antique shop sang along. You know, we had such a fun time. It was real nice. And my family, my sister was there, and my sister and her family, her husband and kids, and my sister was like looking at me like, "How did you play a song that they all know? How did they all know that?" You know, and I think that's the power of just old time folk music and traditional music is people can know a song and be complete strangers and they can enjoy it and sing along together. You know. You can't wait to hear how Nalgut sounds on your banjo. Yeah, it's so nice. You know, you don't get that bright sparkle that you get out of your metal strings, but it's a really lovely sound. You do have to modify your bridge and your nut, so the slots have to be cut to be wider. Oh, very nice. I bet you're fun at parties. I'm actually very quiet. I'm the quietest person at parties. Michael Taylor, please mow me down with your car? Question mark. Is is that a song? What song is that? I don't know that. I've not heard of that. It kind of sounds like something from the 50s because in the 50s they were kind of obsessed with car crashes. Is that a song? Have you ever booted black tar heroin into your jugular? I don't know. Is that a song? Is this? I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm looking it up. I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know what that means. There is a Reddit post that says, "What is stopping me from mowing people down with my car?" Um, I guess common human decency should be stopping you from mowing people down with your car. He's trolling. Hey, look, the internet's a fun place, man. If you can find somewhere on the internet and you can have a laugh and post something funny. Look, I'm not the internet police, but hey, thanks for watching the video and for commenting, you know. I am extremely mentally ill. Hey, you know, we're all a little bit messed up in some way, but you know what? You do the best you can, and you try to be the best person that you can to other people, and that's all we can ask for, you know. But you do what you can. Let's start a race war. Um, I don't know. I'm not really into that. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, do you want to see? Let's see. No, I don't think that's tuned up. That's not going to be tuned up. I can show you a mahogany F-style mandolin that I got from somewhere. Let me grab that. I'll share that with you. It is the brand is, oh, you know, I don't even remember what brand it is. Let me grab it. It's 12 o'clock here. I'm just relaxing. It's real nice just being able to hang out with people and talk music. So this is really great. Let me grab that mandolin. I'll show you. There we go. Look, this shows you how little I care about the brands of my instruments that I forgot the make of this one. This is a Nashville, it has nothing to do with Nashville, Tennessee. It's just the name. They're Chinese made, which I'm not saying that in a disparaging way, but they're not American in any way, as the name would suggest. But this is quite a warm instrument. I really like this guy. What time is it there in British Columbia? You still need to add a Mando to your collection. They're such a beautiful instrument. They're just really fantastic and sweet. But it really depends on what you want to play with it. What music you want to play with the Mando. So the only thing that really um, I'm not super jazzed about with this instrument is the extension of the fingerboard here, or the fretboard. Like, guys, come on, seriously. You think I'm going to use that? Look what happens when I try to use that up there anyway. Ridiculous. Why? Why did you do that? So I like to strike higher up, because I prefer the warmer timbre you get up there as opposed to striking close to the bridge. And I can't do that on these strings very easily because they've extended that there, which is kind of I guess it's visually striking. I think it's quite nice. So, this is solid mahogany the whole way through, carved top, and I really like it. I think it's quite nice and bright. And if I need volume, I'll use this if I'm playing somewhere and I need volume. My Tanglewood is still my favorite mandolin, but it's doesn't have the projection that this one has. But it's so expressive and warm. I'm actually just gonna grab the charger, and I'm gonna plug it in there to my phone. My battery's low. Play some Slim Dusty. Let me see what I know. Um, Give me a second here. Nice to see you, Randall. One sec. I gotta plug my charger into my telephone. Okay, so this is all very tangly here. Uh, this is a little too tangly. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get that charger over here. What if I plug in a battery pack? Is that gonna work? Let me try this. I'm gonna plug in a battery pack. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Whoop. Okay. So we have a request. Some Slim Dusty. Let me see. I can play that song. Yeah, I'll play some Slim Dusty. Let me just pick something here. I do like Road to Gun the Guy. Let me see if there's anything else here that I like. What else? Yeah, I'll play that one. I'll play that one. So, let's see here. There's a G, B, C, G, A, C minor. Oh, I don't think I've played this one before. Let me grab. I think I'm gonna need a guitar for this. Let me see what I've got. I have I have instruments scattered everywhere right now. Just give me a second. I'll grab something and I'll play some Slim Dusty. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, I have too many instruments here now. There's too many instruments here. I have no space. I got no space now. So I don't know. I haven't played this song before. Was it? Let me just tune this guy up here. I didn't think I was gonna play guitar tonight. Okay, I'm just gonna try this one. I've never actually played this. I think I would normally this kind of stuff I would play on an auto harp. I play mostly auto harp these days. Okay. There's a track winding back. Oh, that's minor. Back to an old-fashioned shack. It's late night. I'm gonna play the late night version. Along the road to Gondagai, where the gum trees are growing, the Murrumbidgee's flowing beneath a sunny sky, where my mother and daddy are waiting for me, the pals of my childhood once more I will see, and no more will I roam, I'm heading right for home, along the road to Gondagai. How was that? Okay, that's for Randall Papadum. Uh, Japan just got dominated by seawater. Oh no! Did they have a tsunami? Man, a lot of places in the world didn't California get like a freak wave and it was they got a lot of damage there. Yeah, it's a real nice song. My bass strings need to be tuned. They go out of tune fairly easily. Rendell, you're very skilled. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks. You know, I don't. I'm not really that strong as a musician. You know, and I understand where I still have significant room for improvement, and we all will always have room for improvement. So I'm always pushing to improve and try to get better. So I've actually never played that song on guitar before. I just thought it'd be nice. I play in quite a few different music clubs. That seems like the kind of song that we would actually play together. You know what? I really like your suggestion, Randall. I might take that to one of my music clubs, and then I'll get my fellow music club members to play that with me. This thing's so, oh man, what wonderful bass on that. That's really fantastic. I'm just going to make sure my battery's charging because I plugged my phone into the a battery pack. Yeah, okay, it seems to be holding for now. I'm just going to put this guy back in my studio. I'll be right back, 2 seconds. I'll go back to the Mandocello here. I'm not. I think the next time I get up, I might just refill my drink here. So it's about 12 o'clock here, a little bit late at night. I'm just sitting and relaxing and enjoying some music. So, what time is it? What time is it for you guys out there in the world? Okay, I'll try and play that on the Mandocello. This is my first time trying to play it. 12:15. Oh, what state? I'm in New South Wales, so it's 12:15 here. Ah, Queensland. Right, that would explain the 1 hour time difference. Yeah, cool. I've never I've never played that tune on here, but eventually figured it out. How is it, Arnold? How's the weather in Queensland? Because I thought I saw a thumbnail for a news clip. I think it said Queensland was going to get hit with some storms or something like that. Is everything right there? We're pretty good here. Earlier this week we had a pretty big thunderstorm um, around Sydney, and yeah, I lost power in the house for a few hours. So I was just sitting around by candlelight. Um, oh, you've got storms. Ah, so that was that thumbnail. Sort of, it was a news thumbnail. I didn't click on it because I didn't have my controller, but I thought it said Queensland. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping things settle down. I'm hoping to go hiking later this week, so I'm kind of hoping the storms stay away. I just love the deep voice of this instrument. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, Isaiah Hart. I hope I said that name right. I had to look real close there. The text on my phone isn't that big. This is a Mandocello. So this plays an octave lower than a mandola and an octave and a half lower than a mandolin. I just think it's just a nice relaxing sound. I like sitting on my front porch and playing this instrument, and it's a bit late at night, so it's a good way to play some relaxing music. Isaiah, you're amazing at that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I'm not terribly experienced. I've only been playing the Mandocello for less than a year. First, I had to build one. I converted a three-quarter guitar into a Mandocello because I really wanted to play the Mandocello, but they're extremely rare. I couldn't find one in Australia, so I built my own, and it wasn't very good, but I could learn how to play it. And eventually, I found someone selling a Mandocello. Randall will know where. Oh no, maybe not. No, in the Blue Mountains in Australia. Someone in the Blue Mountains was selling one, so. Isaiah, you like listening to it. Oh, I'm so glad. Thanks. If you're not subscribed, you could subscribe, and I play music with. I have a lot of different instruments, but I'm trying to upload more music. I usually try to upload once a day, and if not, I'll upload once every other day. And I try to get as much of these sort of instruments out there. So if you've just checked in, I'll switch over to my cello banjo. That's also an interesting one. Ronald, you wanted to hike Mount Warning down there, but the selfish Aborigines closed it down. Oh, it's a bummer to close down places like where people. I kind of feel like people should share the land and open it up for people to enjoy and explore as long as we aren't destroying things. It's a bummer when we lose access to things like that. Isaiah Hart. Hey, well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to play music for you. It's the time for me is 12:24. I'll switch over to my cello banjo now, which is a nice late night instrument. This cello banjo is an octave lower than a standard typical banjo. So this is the typical standard banjo here, which is an 11-inch pot. This one's the standard one. This one's the cello banjo. It's quite a bit bigger. Joseph Galasso, 524 in California. I grew up in California. Isaiah, it's 9:25 for you. Good time of the morning to enjoy a nice coffee. Tanglewood flower, you got it. You're from San Pedro, LA Harbor. Oh, right, okay. I grew up in not far from Sacramento, actually, in the Central Valley. Yeah. Isaiah, you're so good at that. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I prefer a more expressive playing style with the banjo. You made a video and it has 23 views. Hey, nice one. What did you do in the video? I'm not a YouTuber. I am not a YouTuber. I'm a normal guy, and I just want to share stuff that I'm passionate about and things that I like. I just want to share that with other people around the world. So I'm 100% not a YouTuber. I never will be. But I've been uploading almost every day for the past month or so because people started watching my videos that I was uploading, and I have no idea why. Why am I awake? I don't feel like sleeping, you know? Sometimes you just sit up late at night and you don't feel like sleeping. So I'm here playing music and just hanging out with you guys, I guess. What car do I drive? Uh, I drive some kind of four-wheel drive thing. I don't really pay attention a lot to the model, honestly. Some sort of four-wheel drive thing that I can take up into the mountains. So, all right. I run my own business for a living. And part of that business is composing and recording music. So I do a fair bit of composing and recording. It makes it a nice excuse to step away from my work for a while to restore some antique instruments, to build, to modify instruments into something else. You recorded your brother playing Minecraft. Hey, those are fun. That's awesome. If that's something you want to do, and you keep doing it, you will eventually just get better and better, and you'll find your own style and your own unique voice for it. And if that's something you want to do, I'm sure you'll find an audience for that. Joseph, you learned Wildwood Flower, a Carter style on guitar. Nice. That's great. A friend of mine plays it in C though, and I played in G because of the banjo. What key did you play it in, Joseph? Um, if we played together, I asked him to put a capo on the guitar, but I'm looking at picking up a banjo, which is technically, it's referred to it, the old name for it is a banjarine. It's like a banjo come out of a tambourine. Just kidding. I don't know why they call it a banjarine, but it has a shorter neck. It's tuned, generally can tune in C, but I also want to build a custom banjo where it's a standard 5-string banjo that has a smaller neck attached, and that would be played in C. So you have your G neck and your C neck. So I'm working on building a double neck banjo. And that would, off the C scale. Yeah, my mate plays it in C. So if I just built a neck that played in C, then I'd be able to play. C is also a common key for people to play in, so it'd be nice to be able to do some rolls on that and whatnot. Have you ever done a massive burnout? Australia Day's coming up. No, I don't think. I've never had a car that could do a massive burnout. No. I've always driven cars that are sort of like four-wheel drive types, like they're suited to going up into the mountains and whatnot. You can fill it full of camping gear it was funny. He was mad. Oh, he was mad that you recorded him playing Minecraft. I'm not necessarily playing anything. I often just sit and I suppose the technical term is noodling. I just sort of fiddle around. My fiddle's over there, isn't it? I'm just playing whatever. I'm trying to think if there's anything I should play. Let's see. Just learned to play "A Long, Long Time" by Linda Ronstadt. Oh, nice. Linda Ronstadt. Okay, so I know Linda Ronstadt. I don't know "Long, Long Time." I'll have to look that up. Joe Lawrence on YouTube makes some good music. Cool. All right, I'll look that up. I like when people recommend those sort of things to me. I like to find those on YouTube. Your uncle knows how to play "Smoke on the Water" on a guitar. Nice. That's a good classic. I don't know how to play it. Isaiah, do you play an instrument? Do I know another language? In high school I learned French, so I don't have anyone to speak French with, but I can translate French if it's written down. I can still do that. Dueling Banjo's good tune. How does it go? How do you do it? You're too dopey to play any instruments. I think I was maybe dropped in my head as a baby. Oh, I've got a second banjo here. Okay. You need two banjos. Oh, I don't know. Okay, how is this? Okay, so let me. Okay, I got a second banjo. All right, second banjo, and I'll just grab this one. There. There. I basically did it. What do you guys think? There we go. I did dueling banjos by myself. All right, what time is it? Holy smokes, it's almost 1. There's only 2 people left. Well, it's a bit late at night, isn't it? Dueling yourself. Have you considered setting your shack on fire? I don't know. Is that a slang thing? I don't know what that means. Um, anyway, I think I'm gonna clock out here. It's getting a bit late, so I got to pack up all my gear here. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's been real fun, real relaxing. So, okay, I'll be uploading videos this month. I'll aim for 1 video a day. I'll be playing stuff and just chatting and talking. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's been a lot of fun. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you around. Good night, everyone.